title is Poor Brother Donkey. As you know by now, the New Testament is only the fulfillment of the Old. So the central figure in the New Testament makes the claim, I have come only to fulfill Scripture. And the only Scripture known at the time was the Old Testament. So the passage in the Old Testament concerning this donkey, you read in the 9th chapter, the 9th verse of Zechariah. The word Zechariah means Jehovah remembers. And the passage is this: Lo, your king is coming. Triumphant and victorious is he. Humble and sitting on an ass. Now in the New Testament, in the 12th chapter of John, it is written, Jesus found a young ass and sat on it. As it is written, behold, your king is come, sitting on an ass. Well, that was the music that brought him in. Are you all ready now? Well, I hope it didn't disturb your thoughts. Now, when you make a mental picture of this, you think of a donkey, don't you? And year after year, in the great pageantry of the Christian faith, here is the donkey. And from the pulpit we are told that the Lord came riding into Jerusalem triumphantly, and there spread all the palm leaves before him. And he came triumphantly and victoriously into Jerusalem, riding on an ass. Tonight I will show you what the ass is. Francis of Assisi, they call him now St. Francis. He was not a theologian. He was a very rich, handsome young man. And he had a vision. And the vision changed his life completely. Those who are changed by a vision must walk by faith through the mire of doubt. He so believed in the vision that he took the vow of poverty and gave up all of his wealth, including the clothes that he was wearing, and stood in the nude. And the Bishop of Assisi gave him a cloak to cover his nakedness. He died at the age of 43, and he believed his austere life was the cause of that short life. I do not go along with that, for I go along with Scripture. There's a season for everything. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to laugh and a time to cry. So 43 years was enough for the work he came to do. But on his deathbed, he asked forgiveness of poor Brother Donkey, my body, for all the hardships which I caused it to suffer. The donkey is the body that you are wearing. Scripture tells us when you find it, it's a wild ass of a man. Listen to the words in the 16th chapter of Genesis. And the angel of the Lord said unto Hagar, I will so multiply your descendants that they cannot be counted for multitude. And you shall bear a son, He shall be a wild ass of a man, his hand against every man, and every man's hand against him. It's a man. And when you, the individual soul, descend, for you are the Son of God. We are the sons of God who came down into this world of death. And we penetrated these bodies and annexed their brains. And then we had to actually confront all the vicissitudes of this annexation. We took upon ourselves these wild asses, these bodies, with all of the passions of the body, all the weaknesses of the body. This is the only ass on which the king rides. So behold, your king is coming. He's in you now. It is the Lord. And his name forever and forever is I am. He has no other name. That's the Lord's name. And he's riding this animal. He has to ride it until it becomes humble. In the Bible, meek. Meek means not to grovel on the floor, but to become self-disciplined. Possibly the most important and the most difficult thing in the world for man to become is a gentleman. You may become a dictator, a king. Hitler was a dictator. Stalin was a dictator. In my book, they were not gentlemen. The most difficult thing in the world for a man is to become a gentleman, and for a woman to become a lady. I know of nothing more difficult in the world. And that's what the book means by meekness. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. That is the humble person. Not groveling, no. Your head high, for you know who you are. You know who the king is. You know where he dwells. And he dwells not in space or in time, he dwells in you as your own wonderful human imagination. And you're ever on guard as to the use of this being that you are, which is your own wonderful human imagination, your consciousness. So here he is coming, and he is humble, but he is victorious. He is triumphant as he comes riding on an ass. So when Francis asked forgiveness of poor brother Donkey, and then he states it quite clearly, my body, for all the hardships I had caused him to suffer. How could you state it any clearer and more beautiful than he did? It was his body. He denied his body the warmth it needed. He stood in the news and was clothed by the bishop. He would not eat what the body needed. The body needed to be clothed properly, to be sheltered, and to be fed properly. And he thought the denial of these things were making closer to God. No, you aren't closer to God by denying the body these things, the essentials of life. And today we have all kinds of cults in the world concerning diet. We are warned in Scripture, food will not commend you to God. You're no worse off if you do eat, and no better if you don't. It is not food. It's simply taking this body of yours with all the passions of the body and bringing it under control. Actually controlling the body. But you don't deny it. It's normal, natural, essential things in this world, as Francis did. But he learned a great lesson. And you and I can learn the lesson from him. Most of us have indulged, all right. You can only learn by possibly overdoing something as he did it in the other direction. But the donkey spoken of in Scripture is the body that you are wearing. This is the coat of an ass, the young ass. You've penetrated it, and you annex the brain. And then from then on, you aren't pretending that you're a man. You really are the Son of God. But You aren't pretending that you're a man. You're so identified with it. It's become a temporary portion of your soul. As Blake said, man has no body distinct from his soul. That called body is a portion of the soul discerned by the five senses in this age. So this is now a temporary part of the soul. It's only temporary. But while we wear it, it is actually the soul. It's not something aside from you. You feed it, clothe it as yourself. I say, I'm going to take some food. I'm going to take a drink. I'm going to buy a suit and wear it. I'm speaking of myself, the body, but I am wearing it and I'm eating. I'm doing all these things until the day will come when I will take it off for the last time. I don't take it off in death. I am instantly restored to a body just like this, only young. When I say young, I don't mean an infant. I mean young, about 20. And here I find myself in a world just like this, with all the problems that I thought I would leave behind, just like this. And I go through life as I go through it here, learning my lessons and still trying to overcome and bring this body into subjection. I make it a baby. I make it certain that I can ride it as I will ride the ass, the donkey. In time, I will take it off for the last time, and then I will ascend to where I was prior to my descent. But when I go back, I am not the Son of God. I am God himself. We came down for that purpose. We are the Son. Collectively, we make God. The word Elohim is plural. It means God. Let us make man in our image, in the likeness of God. May he then. So the sons came down, and he has put a bound, a limit, to the peoples of the earth according to the number of the sons of God. As you read in the 32nd chapter, the 8th verse of Deuteronomy. He has put bounds to the people according to the number of the sons of God. Although the promise to Hagar was that she could not number her descendants for multitudes, nevertheless, it's still a number. They cannot exceed the sons of God. For if God's Son did not penetrate the body and annex the brain, the body couldn't live. The body couldn't breathe. That is the breath of God, the very Spirit of God, when you say, I am. And so when the work is completed, and what work? To transform you into God the Father. For the body of God is a living form, a transforming form. And through union with him, he fashions us into the image of himself, who is God the Father. So his name forever is I am. And so we came down, and for reasons which I think one, as you dwell upon it, will begin to grasp, you took the limit of contraction upon you when you became man. And having worn it for a while, you will break it in days, and then you will ascend into expansion. It's a constant contraction and expansion, contraction and expansion. And so the day will come that your consciousness will expand beyond anything known to mortal man. And that expansion will take you into the actual being that you and I call God the Father. You will awaken one day to know you are God the Father. They said of him, are you a king? He said, you say that I am. For this I was born, and for this I came into the world. Now read these words in the 34th chapter of Ezekiel. David shall be their priest. David shall be prince among them. I, the Lord, have sworn it. David shall be prince among them. I, the Lord, have sworn it. If he is a prince, then his father is a king. David called him my Lord. He called him my father. I tell you from my own experience, the day will come, you will know that you are David's father. He will stand before you, and you will know without any uncertainty you're looking into the face of your son. And he is your son, and he knows you are his father. You are the Jesse spoken of. But Jesse simply means Jehovah exists. You will know that God does exist, for he is the father of David. David being the sum total of humanity. Having played all the parts that man is capable of playing, you will awaken. Awaken from the dream of life, and you will encounter your son. And your son, and only your son, can reveal to you who you are. And that son is David. And you are God the Father. You do not yet know it, but I tell you, you will know it. And I am not theorizing. I am not speculating. I am telling you what I know from experience. David is not of the flesh. God is spirit. His son is spirit. The whole drama is a supernatural drama. It did not take place here in this world of flesh. So let me quote now Paul's letter to the Galatians. And Abraham had two sons, one by a slave, born according to the flesh, and one by a free woman, born through a promise. The children of the slave are in slavery with her. The child of the free woman is born of New Jerusalem, the Jerusalem above. She is our mother. Everything from the womb of woman is the child born into slavery. And the womb of a woman in Scripture is Hagar. He tells you this is an allegory. Like a parable, it's a story told as if it were true, leaving you who hears the story to discover its fictitious character and then extract its true meaning. So he tells you the story of Abraham is an allegory. He had two sons, one by a slave, Hagar, and then one by a free woman, who was Sarah. And the one by the slave bore children into slavery, more than you could number. Look at the people of the world, 3 billion plus. And then the one by the free woman, she only bore one. Only one son. So that your son is my son. And our son will be every person's son who awakes. That will prove to us the unity of life. If my son David is your son, then you and I are one. So hear, O Israel, the Lord, our God, the Lord, is one. There can only be one God, the Father, and therefore one Son. But God the Father became fragmented into the unnumbered sons as became God into this world of death. He will return individualized, no loss of identity, and yet wearing the form of God the Father. And we will go back knowing we are one. Yet I will know you as my friend and individualized as you are. But I will see you in the form of God the Father. And know you, still know you, as my friend. So here is the mystery of Scripture. It's not secular history. Man insists on reading it as secular history, and it is not. It is completely supernatural. The whole thing is a vision. A delightful, glorious vision. A vision that cannot be logically proved to anyone. I can prove things of earth, but I cannot prove these things of Scripture. I have experienced Scripture, and I can share my experience with you, but I cannot prove it as I could things of earth. So here we are told, the two sons, one is of the flesh, and it makes a man a slave, and the other sets a man free when he brings into birth the other one, called the Christ. Now listen to these words in the 3rd chapter of Galatians. And the promise was made unto Abraham and to his offspring. It does not say offspring, referring to many, but to one, and to your offspring, which is Christ. I have quoted accurately from the 16th verse of the 3rd chapter of Galatians. The Christ is the offspring of David, of Abraham. Abraham is the father of the multitude. We are all the descendants of the multitude. But a true Israelite is not a descendant of Abraham after the flesh, but the elect of God of any race or nation. We are called one by one